Where's the turkey, Jeremy?
What?
The turkey. Where's the turkey?
I thought you were getting the turkey.
You what? No turkey!
So it's been a little bit of time since I last uploaded a video. I can feel you judging me through the screen and it's perfectly natural, but what can I say? I've been busy. I've been watching lots of films. Yep. And I've also been getting ready for Christmas. So poisoning my body, poisoning my wallet, a third thing. So if you do watch this channel, I uploaded a video a little while ago talking about monthly film challenges, and I've been doing well with them. In fact, this month I've been doing lots of old Hollywood Christmas films. If you want to go check out that video that I made, then I will subtly plug that now. Go watch it, please. Go support it. It also made me think a bit about Christmas adjacent films. You know, we debate a lot about whether something is or isn't a Christmas film or not. Die Hard is a classic example. But what about films that are definitely not Christmas films, but we watch them at Christmas time anyways? They aren't Christmas films at all. In fact, families will just gather together to watch them because it's part of their own Christmas traditions, or it's fitting to the spirit of the season, maybe. This was going to be part of a bigger video in which I did like a whole tier list ranking of non-Christmas Christmas films, but to be honest, I just ran out of time to do that. It was going to be a much bigger video, but I've been busy and I can't be asked. So Merry Christmas to me. Anyways, if you're from the UK at least, you know that the Christmas schedule is a thing. So BBC, Channel 4, ITV. And as part of these schedules, usually you'll find lots of these non-Christmas Christmas films. The point is, these aren't Christmas films at all. They've just been chosen to play on Christmas Day for one reason or another. So instead of doing my whole tier list idea, I just thought I'd run down a few of the franchises that I'd selected for this and talk about why I think they fall under this categorically and what makes them feel so appropriate to be shown this time of year. And of course, this is completely opinion based, so feel free to tell me if your favorite film or franchise was missing down in the comments. Honestly, I would love to make a list of these and start revisiting them at Christmas time as well. I also think what makes these so palatable is that they break up the core Christmas film. Sometimes going from Elf to Gremlins to Polar Express to Christmas Vacation back to back to back, it's a little bit too much Christmas. So these films can kind of help to space it out, and also without feeling completely inappropriate either. Like, I'm not gonna go Elf, Sallow, Polar Express, Fitzcarraldo. So without further ado, sit back, relax, grab a mince pie, grab some Stollen if you're into that, you sick fucking freak. And let's get into the spirit of the season by talking about some non-Christmas films. I don't know why I said that, I actually like Stollen.
You're a right foul git, you know that.
So there's a little bit of an elephant in the room with this one, and a disclaimer that you should not be supporting Harry Potter stuff in the year 2025. And by Harry Potter stuff, I mean stuff that's new, stuff that's like actively making money. This franchise has inevitably been tainted by its creator's name and infamy. We can't really move past that fact without acknowledging it. So this, I would say, okay. This, no touch. Off fucking limits. I think you can enjoy these films in isolation from the creator without actively needing to support the franchise financially at this current time. And if we do take this franchise in isolation from her, this is kind of quintessential Christmas time viewing. These films are very nostalgic for people, especially in the UK, growing up around Christmas time, specifically ones that prominently feature scenes around Christmas time. So Philosopher's Stone, Prisoner of Azkaban. In fact, someone actually made an entire ranking of these films based on pure Christmasness alone. I think it's the vibe and the aesthetic of these films that that lends them to being perfect for this time of year, you know? It's recognizable, it's digestible, most people are aware of this franchise. It's just a shame that it's been made less quintessential because of J.K. Rowling. It is a good choice for Christmastime. It's just for a lot of people who have now grown up and are aware of everything to do with this franchise now, it's been tainted in such a way that we can't ignore.
Turn off the flash, you fucking moron!
It's kind of bizarre in a way how we associate Star Wars with Christmas. Aside from that infamous holiday special, there's nothing really Christmassy about Star Wars. In fact, the original trilogy was released in May when it came out. We've only seen them as Christmas releases in the Disney era. Maybe it's a little more niche in terms of what people will go and watch with their families around Christmas time, but I think in the same sense that Harry Potter has this broad family sense of appeal. It's big, it's crowd pleasing. The vibes are maybe not perfectly Christmassy. Like, you're definitely gonna get a lot of tonal and aesthetic whiplash going into these films as a Christmas pick. For example, just imagine you're on the couch, you're drifting off on Christmas Day into a nice food coma, a slumber, as the Christmas tree lights twinkle in the night. And then you just get hit with yeah, it's not exactly screaming holly jolly Christmas time, is it? Nevertheless, I do see the appeal of Star Wars around this time of year.
You are a toy!
Now, I'll be the first to admit, Pixar isn't as good as it used to be. When I'm thinking about this, I'm not thinking about Finding Dory or, I don't know, Lightyear. I'm thinking about golden era Pixar films. And with that out of the way, it's kind of perfect. You are completely blindsided by good options here. We're talking Ratatouille, we're talking The Incredibles, we're talking Monsters Inc., we're talking Toy Story, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 3, and I guess Toy Story 4 as well. But the point is, there's a reason why these films are so nostalgic and viewed so heavily around Christmas time. The reason that Pixar is such a go-to for a lot of people this time of year is not just its broad, family-friendly relatability and mass appeal. Pixar separates itself because it hits all those key boxes whilst also being written with intelligence and verve and emotional quality. Honestly, what's not to love? So I thought we would also have a look at what other people think are good recommendations for franchises and some individual films that people like to watch this time of year. So this has not really been anything that's a tradition in my household, but apparently Indiana Jones is very, very, very popular to watch around Christmas time. Maybe this is just one for the dads out there. Again, a lot of these franchises are about adventure, relatability, family-friendly, broad appeal. Indiana Jones as a brand and franchise does fall under that. I'm just curious about the scariness of them. As a massive fan of horror and Christmas horror, like Gremlins, for example, I love watching around this time of year. Even I'm a little bit concerned about showing Indiana Jones to my family around Christmas time. If you've got a small child in the room and they are watching this scene, this scene, this scene, you are going to traumatize that child. But maybe that's kind of what Christmas is about in your household, and if that's the case, then I'm on board with that. Lord of the Rings was another one that came up during my research. Again, understandable. This would be a good one for like a really boring day around the festivities. Like, you are just stuck somewhere with nothing else to do. Maybe you don't have any Wi-Fi. You need to kill hours and hours and hours. The Lord of the Rings trilogy is a really, really good shout for that. It is just not the appropriate option for a already busy Christmas day. But again, fantasy, lots of adventure, and Gollum. So I couldn't not make this video without talking about Wallace and Gromit as well. This is just like perfect Christmas time viewing. They haven't really, to my knowledge, done anything with Christmas as a franchise itself, but Wallace and Gromit is so popular around Christmas time in the UK. I don't know what it is about those two little guys. There's just something whimsical about them. I don't know. And when Vengeance Most Foul came out on the BBC at Christmas time last year, it gathered a lot of attention and a lot of viewers. So clearly it's still relevant, popular, as funny as ever, and just a perfect choice on Christmas Day. And being stop motion also has the added bonus of being really quite short, so 2 for 1. So another franchise I heard of and was maybe confused about was James Bond. I don't know why you would put this on around Christmas time. Again, maybe like Indiana Jones, this is just one for the dads out there. I don't see this being like the best option to pick for Christmas, but hey, you do you. If you love Jimmy B, you love Jimmy B. Back to the Future popped up a lot when looking at films for this video. I think when we're answering this question about what qualifies as a non-Christmas movie, we are focusing on nostalgia a lot more than anything. And again, Back to the Future with that family-friendly adventure feel, it's got it all there. And of course this video wouldn't feel right if I didn't talk about golden era musicals, which a lot of people gravitate towards for viewing at Christmas time. Singing in the Rain, Mary Poppins, The Wizard of Oz. These are so nostalgic for a lot of people, maybe more so for an older generation than my generation. You can see why these films are viewed around Christmas time. They are full of joy and positivity. They have beautiful, warm, golden colors and sentimentality and love and dancing. They hit all the key areas whilst also having a certain textural quality that you're not going to get in some of the other films that we've mentioned. So I'm sure I'm missing a lot of individual films whilst making this video, and probably some other franchises as well, but I'm curious to know, what are some of the films that you watch around Christmas time that are not Christmas films? What is it about them? Are they broadly relatable? Do your cousins make you put them on? Are you someone who doesn't like Christmas and you're watching these films to get over the Christmasness? I'm just curious about what makes those traditions for you. But I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, a Happy New Year, and an ever so slightly depressing January. Thank you again for watching.